If I had told you a year ago that we would be sitting here right now in this moment talking about a new Linkin Park album, you would think I was crazy. But here we are. And on top of that, we just got a massive world tour from the band as well. Now, Mike Shinoda is opening up about, is this Linkin Park? How can Linkin Park continue? We've heard so many people say, hey, it's not Linkin Park. Shinoda does have a response for that in a new interview. And on top of all of that, I think when you sit down and listen to this record, it's a really good Linkin Park album. It'll never be what it was with Chester Bennington. They don't proclaim that it'll ever be what it was with Chester Bennington. Certainly, Emily Armstrong doesn't think she's ever going to upstage Chester Bennington. But it's a new era for the band. It really genuinely is. And I think they have the right to continue. At the same time, those of you out there saying, hey, I don't really feel comfortable listening to Linkin Park without Chester Bennington, I don't want to do that, I understand and respect that as well. To each their own. But it is clear that there are a ton of people who are very excited about this Linkin Park comeback. And I know Mike Shinoda and other members of Linkin Park have probably wrestled with the idea of, should the band continue? Should they carry on? They went through this horrible tragedy of losing their bandmate, someone who meant so much to so many people around the world, so much to the fans as well, but also to them. This is their brother in the band. And so to have gone through that, my heart really hurts for them. So it is, in that regard, very special to see them come back. And as for the rollout, it's been so fascinating to see that countdown clock. They trolled their entire fan base, which was hilarious. The interviews, for me, it left much to be desired. It felt very corporate, quite frankly, but it is what it is. They're that big of a band and they can do what they want. But as for the music, genuinely love the music. I really like it. Linkin Park is doing things that we had hoped they would do for quite some time, nodding back to that early era of Linkin Park. There's some real Hybrid Theory vibes on this record. There's some real modern rock vibes on this record. And there's some ballads on here too. So there's something for everyone if you're willing to listen. And so I think that's really cool. But in a new appearance on the Zach Sang Show, Linkin Park was there and Mike Shinoda opened up about this idea of, is it really Linkin Park if they continue? And here's what he had to say. It seems like everybody's got a strong opinion about the future of Linkin Park. Whether it's those who don't want to listen to the band without Chester Bennington, and those who are overjoyed about the mighty comeback from one of rock's most beloved bands. One thing's for sure, Linkin Park has definitely delivered on the anticipation. These are genuinely good songs by any measure, and Linkin Park is back to doing what they do best. To be honest, I never thought the band would return, and on top of that, I didn't think they would come back with a new metal sound. But here we are, and they deserve a lot of credit for that. But many people have said it's not Linkin Park without Chester Bennington. It's clear that a number of Linkin Park fans feel very strongly about this subject. And in this new interview with Mike Shinoda, it's clear it was a subject that he wrestled with himself. Here's what he had to say. Emily Armstrong and Mike Shinoda both appeared on the Zach Sang Show and said that the return of Linkin Park has been amazing, but they were very nervous initially. Shinoda said, part of it is going from the band being on an indefinite hiatus or whatever it was. We didn't put names on it. It was just like, we're not doing it anymore. From it being that to standing on the stage doing it. There were all these weird little moments that were so surreal. Getting in a room and doing it was so cool. He continued later saying, it's like having a thing that you felt like it was taken away and then being able to get it back. Like, oh, you can't play shows as Linkin Park anymore. Even though Linkin Park is like part of my DNA. Linkin Park is part of my DNA. Everybody's got a core identity diagram. Like, this is who I am. If you were to sit down with a piece of paper and write down the things that make you, you, that's a crazy exercise when you think about it. It's things you love to do, your family, your kids, your spouse, whatever. The things that make you, you, and your beliefs, right there in the middle of it is Linkin Park for me. There are many other things too, but to have that one out was painful. To have it back in, there's nothing like it. There never will be anything like it. Again, my heart breaks for this band, having been through what they've been through, and I'm so happy to see them back. And the music is there. It's amazing. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next from them. This world tour, the production that they've had has been so exciting. And hopefully after the album is released, we can get some more podcasts out there from them as well. But all of that aside, the music is fantastic. And the live show, in my opinion, is also fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing more from that as well. But Linkin Park is back. Not something I thought I would ever say. And the new Linkin Park album is out now. Also, not something I thought I would ever say, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know, what is your favorite song in the comments down below? It's a great day here in rock music as Linkin Park makes their highly anticipated comeback on this day in rock history. That's your latest update here from Rockfeed. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for the latest news and updates.